The speculation around the transfer of Declan Rice continues, and we can only wait for where the pendulum swings to. Hi, welcome along to Arsenal Fan Zones, the show that brings you the latest update as it concerns Arsenal. Again, if you're visiting this channel for the first time, please do well to hit on the subscribe button and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you get to be notified whenever there's a new video. Alright, Arsenal seems to be in the driving seat to sign Declan Rice if current reports are anything to go by. Despite Manchester City's interest in Rice, there is reportedly fresh hope that Arsenal will still be able to sign the West Ham captain. Arsenal have so far seen 2 offers for Rice rejected by the Hammers, who are actually holding out for around £100 million. Well, the coming days are going to be interesting as a third bid is expected to be submitted. The Mirror have reported that City will only launch an official bid if the 24-year-old gives them assurances that he wants to join them. It is claimed that Rice's preferred destination is Arsenal, which was the reason Bayern Munich ended their interest in signing him. If this desire doesn't change, then City won't make a bid for him. One advantage Arsenal have in negotiation is the fact that they are, of course, based in London, where Rice was born and raised. Now, this obviously is going to be interesting as we wait to see how far this deal eventually happens. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section on what you think. Well, in another development, Jurrien appears to confirm Arsenal have signed Kai Havertz in the first transfer for Arsenal. Jurrien had dropped a huge hint that Kai Havertz's £65 million transfer to Arsenal is imminent after a cheeky selfie on social media. Havertz will be following the footsteps of Jurrien, who left Chelsea during the January transfer window to join Arsenal. A formal announcement of the Germany forward's £65 million transfer could come this week after he has completed a medical. Well, that's another huge one for Arsenal, and there's a whole lot has actually been said about the transfer of Kai Havertz, and we will see what he will be bringing to the squad. Well, more cheering news for Arsenal as Jurrien Timber has reached a verbal agreement to join Arsenal on a contract until 2028. This is according to Dutch outlet Telegraph. The talented youngster is said to have agreed in verbal terms to a deal that will earn him around €8 million, which is a double of his current salary. It is understood that Ajax and Arsenal are edging closer when it comes to agreeing a transfer fee. Arsenal are preparing a second bid to send to Ajax for the young defender. Well, the initial offer of £30 million was turned down by the Eredivisie club. According to the Telegraph, Ajax are holding out for £50 million in a deal, but it appears as though it could be much more likely that an agreement can be reached for less. In a tweet posted, Fabrizio Romano said, Arsenal are advancing on full agreement on personal terms with Jurrien Timber. The player has accepted to join Arsenal. Negotiations will follow between Ajax and Arsenal in the next hours and days. New bid expected soon. We're still talking transfers, but this time talking about players who will possibly be leaving the club. And one player whose future still remains in doubt with Arsenal is Balogun. The player had obviously an impressive season in the just concluded 2022-2023 season, and it is no surprise that a number of clubs are actually coming for him. Balogun actually ended the 2022-2023 season with Stade Reims scoring 21 goals, with only Jonathan David, Alexander Lacazette and Kylian Mbappe scoring more. Well, his displays away from England will obviously mean the 21-year-old will demand first-team minutes next season. With Kai Havertz set to join the team, Balogun will most likely be behind Gabriel Jesus and Eddie Nketiah in Mikel Arteta's pecking order. The player has actually made it clear he will not be heading out on loan this summer. While speaking after scoring his first goal for the US national team, he said on his future, "What I can say is that I definitely won't go on loan again. I'm not sure on the discussions that are going on to take place. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm just committed to now. I try to stay present. I obviously want to enjoy the moment with my team and my family. A couple of European clubs are actually interested in the signature of the 21-year-old, including AC Milan, Inter Milan, RB Leipzig, Marseille, and of course AS Monaco. It must be said that Serie A champions Napoli are also monitoring the situation as they potentially look for a replacement for Victor Osimhen. According to The Sun, Arsenal are open to selling Balogun this summer, but they are holding out for a £34 million fee. Well, honestly, I don't know what you think about the valuation, especially when you look at his performance last season and most recently with the US national team. Well, you can leave your views in the comment section on what you think about the valuation of Folarin Balogun, especially when you look at the valuation that has actually been placed on some of these players. I mean, you would have thought that with the number of goals and his recent performance with the US national team, he should be valued obviously within the range of 50 to about 70 million pounds. But again, how these things are actually done is something to actually talk about some other time. Well, another player who might be on his way out is Nuno Tavares. The defender is actually said to be in line for a move to the Galatasaray, according to reports in Turkey. The 23-year-old has actually struggled at Arsenal since moving to the Emirates Stadium for £8 million in 2021 and has been given the green light to leave this summer. Mikel Arteta obviously wants to upgrade his backup full back options, and as it stands now, the interest in Sacha Boey, who is a right back at Galatasaray, could be moving in the other direction. Tavares spent last season out on loan at Marseille and is currently with the Portugal squad at the European Under-20 Championship. Well, we will see how this particular deal pans out, but it doesn't look like Nuno Tavares will be spending another season at the Emirates Stadium. The drama still continues, and we will get clarity and, of course, certainty in the coming days as to where some of these players will eventually end up, particularly the Declan Rice deal and a couple of other players that have actually been linked with Arsenal. Well, I don't know what your thoughts are. I'd love for you to leave them in the comment section on the deals so far and the possible transfers, the possible exits of some of the players that we talked about on the show. Again, thank you so much for joining me on the show. Please do not forget to like and share this video. I'll see you some other time.